Warning, the following video contains footage of animals being hunted and killed. If that makes you uncomfortable, try to take it as an opportunity to grow.
Wicked shot, dude. Great shot.
So I'm off on another Australian hunting adventure. This time I'm heading out with fellow Australian Hunting Club member Ben for a fallow buck cull hunt in the renowned and beautiful Water Valley in South Australia. All thanks to my friend and professional guide Paul Convery from Magnum Hunt and Taxidermy, who will be meeting us up in a hunting location. Now, as always, if you want to skip to where the action starts or any other part of this video, timestamps below. Otherwise, let's get on with the hunt.
This is gorgeous.
Right on dusk.
The sign was so impressive, we drove straight past it.
Straight past it.
I reckon the last time I was in South Australia was when I was like 12.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Long awaited return.
South Australia's been waiting for me. Ben and I were just talking about subscribing on YouTube, and I said that I've never ever asked anyone to subscribe on YouTube, and then he just said, oh no, maybe I haven't subscribed.
Well, you never told me, Chris. You never told me to subscribe.
Once we arrived at the hunting cabin, Ben and I sat down with Paul for a good old chin wag. Paul is a legend in the Australian hunting scene. Paul was the driving force behind the formation of the ADA branch in South Australia and was the first to start deer breeding projects. He's one of the reasons why we have deer in the wild in South Australia and deer hunting opportunities. He holds 2 South Pacific Grand Slam titles and just has the hippo left before he can sign off on the Africa Big 5. As growing and developing hunters, it's essential that we find and position ourselves around people like Paul who can pass on their wisdom and knowledge, and so I was excited about the opportunity to be guided and mentored by him over the course of the weekend. But make no mistake, Paul has the highest of standards, and he isn't afraid to call you on your ignorance or aggressively and constructively, might I add, criticize you for your lack of skill in order to correct a fault in your technique. In fact, while we were talking that night, he made it clear, super clear, that anything short of me executing a clean and perfect humane kill shot would incur his immediate wrath. He simply cares too much about these animals to allow anything less. So I'd be lying if I said that while I lay in bed that night that I wasn't nervous and anxious about the hunt the next day. It turns out that it would be a hunt to remember, a baptism by fire. A bitter cold front swept through that night, with the temperature falling to a toe-chilling 0 degrees Celsius, which is unusual for the area. When the morning arrived, there was a chill in the air, a frosty 3 degrees. We geared up and had a bite of toast and a sip of black coffee, scrubbed off the ice from the car's windows, and we were off. Now, the goal of this particular hunt was to harvest a mature fallow cull buck. With the cull animal, the idea is to take out an animal with inferior genetics to improve the standard of the herd more generally. Now, the way we would accomplish this is through a safari, spot and stalk hunting style, which is not one that I'm particularly used to. It involves covering a lot of territory, driving around in the 4-wheel drive, spotting herds of deer in the distance, stopping the car, glassing and looking for a cull buck, and then inevitably moving on until you find him. Now, Water Valley is teeming with deer: fallow, cheetal, rusa, red and sambar. So the challenge is not finding deer, which is normally the case with me, it's finding the right deer. After a morning searching, we found a beautiful sunny face with what looked like a promising bachelor herd of fallow bucks feeding on it. Among the herd was a grizzly old buck with a split palm and missing tray tine on one of his antlers. And so the game was on.
Stop! Before we go any further, let me tell you about Australia's best hunting club and why I reckon you'll be interested in joining. We'll go back to the content after that. Let's be real for a second. It can be really difficult for hunters who don't have other friends who are hunters and who aren't involved in a community of hunters that can help shape them and grow them and challenge them. And it's for that reason that I'm a member of the Australian Hunters Club and why I want to invite you to join. As well as your standard club benefits like hunting insurance and your genuine reason to own a firearm, our club also offers free member hosted hunts and access to private property, monthly guided hunt and gear giveaways, gear discounts, events and a bunch more. But more important than all of those things, we are a tight community of passionate and optimistic hunters committed to growing and supporting each other through honest relationships and mentorship. And we also love feeding our families clean and organic meat. It doesn't matter what hunting style you prefer or what game you like to hunt, we are a diverse community and accept all hunters. And so if that sounds like a community that you want to be involved in, I want to personally invite you to become a member of the Australian Hunters Club. Care deeper, hunt harder, and grow together.
Okay, you see the one on the right?
Yep.
His head's down feeding, correct?
Yeah, one
Okay.
step behind it.
He's just lifted his head, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the animal. You've got it. If you get your opportunity, just simply squeeze the trigger.
Alright, I'll wait till he's broadside.
Wicked shot, dude. Great shot. Well done. Good shot.
Thank you.
Real good shot.
Well done. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
It was a great shot.
Thank you.
Under difficult conditions, if you pull shots off like that regularly, my opinion of you will go through the roof.
Let's go. That was intense. Paul is a perfectionist, which is awesome as a teacher, because that means that he pushes you to be good, to be great, in fact. And I felt the pressure then. I was in position and I was leaning up against the post. And he's like, "You're not comfortable, change your position." I'm like, okay. So I changed my position and yeah, we just waited till it was broadside. And I took my time and we'll see. It looked like a good shot.
See, it's got no tray tine on this side.
Yeah. Yeah. Just gorgeous.
Good old buck.
Yeah, he's old. Look at his head.
Yeah, old as hell. But just an old rat. At a guess, I'm going to say 7, 8. There's quite a bit of, the coronets are really big. It's sitting low on its skull. You see here a very poor palm development.
Yeah.
This is the guard tine.
So he's going backwards a little bit?
It's quite possible he's going back. And no tray tine on the other side, of course.
Yeah.
Kill shot here. So
He's a great shot. I'm more than happy to go on record saying that. Because if it was the other way around, I would say exactly. That's where you try and hit them, by the way, Chris. The bottom third of the chest. More and more these days, people talk about shoulder shots.
Yeah, here.
That's bullshit from the yang.
And if you hit too high, you're gonna hit the shoulder blade
it's
and
a perfect shot. Right, that when we open him up, his heart will be in 2 bits.
yeah.
This was a hunt unlike I'd ever experienced before. To be put through the crucible, tested by fire and emerge victorious, refined, and with an achievement to be proud of is truly something special. Over the course of that weekend, Paul challenged me a number of times, questioning how I could make such definitive comments about deer behaviour when I'd seen so few in my life, or reminding me that he saw me as this young greenhorn needing straightening out. And each time he provoked me, I heard that little voice in my head, justifying my actions, wanting to explode out of me, voicing my objection, defending my position. But the more time I spent with Paul, the more I realized that in comparison to his life experience, I hadn't seen many deer, and I was a greenhorn. I could have seen 1,000 deer, successfully hunted tens or hundreds, and that wouldn't even scrape the surface of what Paul has seen and done. Here is a man who sees hundreds of deer every day, watching them, learning from them. A man who's hunted thousands of game animals. A man who has lived and breathed hunting for over 50 years. Sure, in my hubris, I could justify my position and gain a short-term victory in my perceived inward value, ultimately robbing myself of growth. Or I could put aside my vanity, open the door to growth, and take the opportunity to learn from a man who's seen it all. You bet I did the latter. And so that was the hunt. Look, I want to encourage you, if you are interested in connecting with Paul, his business is Magnum Hunt and Taxidermy, operates out of South Australia. I'll drop a link below to his listings on Hunting Trips Australia website where you can go and book a hunt with him. Platinum members of the Australian Hunters Club also get a cheeky discount on Paul's hunts. So it's worth actually signing up as a member and using that discount on the hunt. It's cheaper than if you just went and got the hunt. So it's really a no-brainer to actually join the club and then go out hunting with Paul. Also, let me know in the comment section below if you had a similar hunting experience that's been difficult, or you've kind of been put through that crucible yourself, learned and grown. Always keen to hear your thoughts. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it, and hopefully I see you in a hunting video soon. Bye.